Hello, legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing podcast episode 337, I believe. It's a video update number 115, and today I'd say it will be a fairly short one. Forgive me my look. Yeah, I know I look like a bloody Yeti or whatever. I didn't have time to even shave properly, but let's skip that lovely part. It's only, you know, odd for those of you that are watching. So apologies for that. If you're listening the podcast on Spotify, Apple, or Google, then you are obviously spared that beautiful view of my um, you know hairy face and not properly shaved. Anyway, the the day today was quite, I would say, on the dull side. It was mostly around work, a little bit on the calmer side. I allowed myself to do a couple of calls and sort a couple of things, on the private side or personal side, and not much happened except for the evening walk that we did together. In around lunchtime, we went to town to make sure that we sort Julian's clothing for the new school year, because obviously there's a slight change to the crest of the school and the uniform. Yeah, in Ireland, uh, depending on the school, children have different set of colors or the uniforms. So you know, I don't know. Some people think it's bad. People think it's good. I think it's more on the positive side because uh, going to school is not a shit show or kind of fashion show, but rather kids have more, I would say, or less distraction, and their attention is put on cooperation, being together, playing together, learning together, rather than just looking at who looks better or has better clothing, etc. So I think on that side it's actually a positive thing. And to be honest, in Ireland nobody cares really. It's so positive from my perspective as I see it, to the point that kids don't mind, keep keeping those clothing for the rest of the day. They go to the to like a sweet shop, or to get ice cream and spend time. Very often you see in the late afternoon, early evening, they are still kind of sitting somewhere together and chatting, and they are still in the school uniforms because they are usually quite comfortable, uh, and I like that, the fact that they don't put too much attention to what somebody wears and how they look. It's about the appreciating the companionship and people as they are, if they are fun to talk to and cool to spend time together, rather than just judging people by their looks. It still probably happens. I'm not saying it isn't, but at least that element of judgmental approach and following the Jonesies kind of mentality is eliminated by providing or requiring kids to use uniforms. So that was one thing that we definitely did today out. We were planning to buy stuff like the pencils and rubbers and whatever the for the school, but we decided to hold for now because tomorrow we're going to Dublin. Oh, by the way, tomorrow is the one of those stormy days, so we are leaving Donegal town around 8 in the morning, so the whole day out, and I will need to plan to record properly and write up the blog post as well. It might be difficult depending on how long will we spend in Dublin and what time will we leave Dublin to Donegal. Maybe we can manage to get early evening so I won't have to do anything on the road, but you know, these things are unpredictable sometimes, so I need to be really focused and sensitive on that. Especially that for those of you that are new to the project, that this thing is, that journal, is that I established it to make myself accountable and record something every day and write the blog post every day, even if it's a short post about the updates for given day. It's just to establish a daily routine, specifically daily routine, because routines can be different, but that was the whole aim. And I have those satellite habits, and I wanted to mention something because this only shows how difficult establishing habits is. But establishing is just one stage. Another stage is to maintain them, and that's even more difficult. And these things slip. I'm fortunate to be strong enough and maintain this habit for 337 days without a break. So every day I post, every day I record. But satellite habits are not necessarily always that rosy and beautiful. Just recently, I think 2 days ago, I slipped on Elevate brain training as a satellite habit, so additional habit on top of this project, and it hurt a little bit because I just hit 60 days, so 2 months of continuous habit. So you can see that establishing it went fine, but I was about 3 or 4 minutes late after midnight with my training, and there's no excuses there. Once you skip the day and Elevate, your streak resets and you start again. So today it will be a second day, I believe, of that streak. So a little bit disappointed, but hey, these are satellite habits. I just need to make sure that I address that to some extent and make sure that it won't happen again. But it can still happen again. Other than that, I was a little bit, working on some YouTube channel and the Instagram growth. By working, I mean I was preparing with a little bit of training videos, etc., from other people, or updated kind of new elements that seem to be meaning more on the Instagram and YouTube side because of how the approach of the companies are shifting. Like, Google owns YouTube, so Google makes a lot of experiments and changes into the logarithm, and the same happens on the Instagram side because it's owned by Facebook, and Facebook wants to test different features, and they don't want to keep it steady, so some people are winning all the time and the others kind of are trying to catch up. So the arena is always fairly fair for other players, and there's no magical tricks or super strategies to grow and win on Instagram or YouTube unless you have a good content, or good idea. And I don't. This is just journal. I didn't plan to grow it to something as a, I don't know, means for business or monetization. Obviously it would be nice to have it, but that was not the main goal. The main goal is still journaling and making everyday videos. But obviously there is a satellite part to YouTube channel growth, which is my short videos, and I use shorts, so below 60-second videos that I upload to the channel, and they have different form than this one. This one is obviously a podcast, but the shorts are basically some footage that I take on my trips, like hikes or everywhere we go, and I see a nice landscape or rainbow or things like that, or I'm in the forest and I see a cool thing to capture, and I usually capture a couple of seconds, like let's say 15, 20 seconds, maybe a minute of that, because I have an idea that it might be cool to use for shorts. And then when I'm home, sometimes I just browse through that footage and uh, select some of them, find a nice quote or part of the song or things like that, just kind of as an inspiration or to touch that emotional part of people, because I like the music and it plays well with that, and the text might be inspirational or motivational. So I combine them and I post them sometimes. Sometimes it's 3 videos, sometimes it's 0 videos per day. It's very irregular. It used to be a kind of streak for quite a long time that I was posting for 3 videos, 3 shorts per day. Additionally, I recently kind of started putting more often some shorts, so it gets it got back to some growth. And just yesterday, I think from yesterday up until today, single video got me about 5 subscribers. So it's a nice growth from one video, especially that the video was well below the viewership that I get on videos or shorts that usually give me decent subscribers. Like, by decent I mean for my channel that is very small and the content is kind of not the viral content or not a very popular content, rather on the boring side for most of the people. It's not like football or sports or music or you know prank videos or just funny videos. It's just a regular guy updating every day about what happens in life and then post some quotes or nice you know text with music and videos. So by decent I mean if my video gets over 1,000, 1,500 views, that's good, and it usually gives me like 2 or 3 subscribers. That kind of video, then it's okay, because if I post 2 or 3 videos and I get, let's say, 5, 6 subscribers per day, that would be nice. It obviously doesn't happen all the time. It's on average, I used to have about 2.5 subscribers daily when I was posting frequently. But recently, as I said, it was a long, long gap, and then I restarted the efforts. But the last short that I posted yesterday had only about 850 views, and for short is quite low if I compare it to other that gave me subscribers. They were like 2.5K. I think my best short had about 5K views, but that was a unicorn. I would say one of them. I think most of the best performing shorts are around between 1 to 2.5K. So these are kind of regular ones. But this one was below 900 and it gave me 5 subscribers. So you can imagine that I'm not concerned about the views. I'm really happy about the result, because if I can get from a single video 5 subscribers, that's good. And obviously, it's important to get many subscribers and use those shorts as a means, because these people, just a fraction of them will be interested in the content that I produce, and maybe I will be producing in the future if I change slightly. Sometimes those subscribers are gone, like dropping 1 or 2 or 3. So it's better. It's obviously aim is to get more, because you know that some of them will drop, and then later on some of them might drop again or get bored by the channel. So to get that healthy level at some stage, you need to get more and more with every video to push for more to get decent level eventually. For now, I am about 293 subscribers, and if you don't consider that gap, so you actually include the gap as like I was posting but I was just not posting, then I started growing that channel on March 21st, and we are actually, yeah, we are 21st of August. So that's five months. So in 5 months I grew to almost 300 subscribers, including that gap. And gap was quite long. It was a month or a month and a half, maybe 2 months. So if you are very technical and I would say picky and detailed, that would be probably about 3.5 months that I got 300, almost 300 subscribers, which is nothing big for if you compare to those channels that have like thousands of or millions of subscribers. But from my perspective, having that kind of content and just posting quotes and music, short music videos, they are like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, sometimes 13 seconds. So it's a very short content, not much happening on it, but it seems like it's touching the vibes and connects with the viewer. That's why people subscribe. So it's nice to have roughly about 100, not just below 100 subscribers per month of active working on the growth. So we'll see how it goes. I want to put more effort into that to get that channel to at least 1,000 subscribers for starters, and then start working more on a longer format of the content to get that viewership up and build more trust and engagement with people and see what people actually like about it, and get some feedback to understand what can I provide more that they like than I like. Because for now I am focusing on everything that I like and share it because I don't know the audience. So once I know what audience wants and it aligns with what I produce, I will eliminate whatever is boring for them, and I will just stop doing that and double down on the content that gives more value to the viewers, which means you or the other people that test the channel. If you are thinking or want to grow YouTube content, I highly recommend to step in now as soon as possible, because shorts on YouTube won't be performing that good in years or 2 years time. I believe the landscape will change, and for the moment shorts are a blessing for small YouTube channels, because especially if you have a content that is niche specific and you can build something that can bring some value to the others, then you're certainly easily growing what I grew in 3 months. You can grow it in a couple of weeks. So highly recommend to do that. If you have any questions, just drop on YouTube or comment on the blog, and I'll be happy to respond. For time being, that's it for today. Fingers crossed for tomorrow. I took the day off tomorrow to make sure that I'm not distracted by work, and I need to get to sleep properly. Yesterday I managed to go to sleep around 11, quarter past 11, I believe. So 23:15, I think I was already asleep. So that's a win after 3 or 4 nights that I slept with binging on some content on social media or other platforms, and I went to bed at 3 in the morning at least 2 or 3 times. That hit me massively in terms of the mental energy levels and physical feel. So yeah, Yesterday was fine, and I want to go early to bed now today as well. Well, early. 11 is not super early, but at least it's much better than I did in a couple of nights recently. So, and tomorrow we need to wake up early. So it is important that I will sleep well and get rest and recovery properly because it's a long drive. It's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours in and back. So it will be tiring. I hope you have a great day or a great evening wherever you are. And listen, I hope to see you tomorrow. Stay tuned.